This really could be the beginning of a revolution in simulation. Snowcat Simulator really hits the ground rolling after being kicked out of a high-speed train and straight into a ditch, as it has absolutely zero tutorials. The closest thing it has to a tutorial is the 3 or 4 instructions in the top left, which say which button activates the never-ending supply of attachments to the plethora of machinery on offer. Fortunately, you can't rebind anything, so the instructions will remain relevant, and besides, I didn't need to know how to change vehicle way into the game. Well, until mission 2 anyway. Eventually I found some of the most useful buttons. Cruise control. That's right, you can play this game virtually hands-free. You can sit back and marvel at the surroundings, or you could just attempt to find an activity more entertaining to do while this carries on in the background. However, one thing that saddened me slightly is that I wasn't able to experience this game in its full graphical glory. I'm sure it was entirely my fault, however, for not having a powerhouse to match this climax in gaming history. There are times that I became so immersed in my surroundings that it genuinely felt like work. The next mission would roll around and I would sigh. It made me realise that people driving snowcats for real have some of the dullest jobs in the world. But that isn't the only life lesson that this can teach. Hell no, it also demonstrates what it would be like to drink and drive in the most graphical way. I found myself mesmerised by the blurry surroundings as I turned my head around and lost control at high speed and crashed. I sure as hell won't be doing that for real. And I feel like some of the larger developers could learn a lesson or two right here. For example, it took GTA years to get accurate physics of vehicles hitting pedestrians. Whereas Snowcat nailed it the first time around, you can run down skiers with super realistic consequences. Boing! It also uses a mission marker system which is completely dependent on you being in the right vehicle. And once the marker finally appears in the right place, it points somewhere way off in the distance, which serves as a vague indicator. But it's all okay because we have a world map, right? Wrong. The map has no zoom and shows the entire setting with no indicators for barriers or anything useful. It serves absolutely no purpose. So, from time to time you'll end up driving around aimlessly hoping to find the passageway to the next area, only to smack straight into an invisible wall and have to turn back. The game also has this great recap feature, so when you quit the game you get to do the previous mission again, so you know exactly where you were up to. In most games this would be considered poor design, but because the missions are so distinct and exciting it serves as a great tool to ease you back in. It has your standard fetch quest which you would expect from any all-encompassing open world experience, but even better than that, it even has missions which basically boil down to colour between the lines. The formula is so simple that it could easily be repurposed as a children's game by simply replacing the trucks with snails. You could collect leaves from the far ends of a garden and mark territories by leaving your trail. We can discuss my commission for that idea later. I don't think we even need to discuss the price point. The value of this game can't be quantified with any normal currency. I feel like my life has been changed forever by encountering this monolith of gaming. I tried to find a sound effect which would describe this game,